Hi, this is Budo Aspect Sports TV. I'm takumi.yamanaka. Today's theme is MMA striking and the center of gravity. Do you like watching MMA matches? If your answer is yes, let me ask you one question. Why does MMA striking look so different from striking in other martial arts? Why do MMA fighters throw punches with such large, exaggerated movements? This time, I want to explain this from my perspective. First of all, nowadays, almost all top MMA fighters train boxing. Some of them even have experience at the national champion level. However, when you watch MMA fights, their striking form looks very different from pure boxing. Why is that? Because MMA striking must always account for other combat elements. MMA includes striking, grappling, and throwing. Fighters must constantly be aware of takedowns, clinches, and leg catches. For this reason, their center of gravity has to stay reliability high. But when the center of gravity is high, it becomes difficult to generate strong punching power. In most striking arts, strong punches are created by stabilizing the lower body and using the ground. Power normally travels from the feet through the legs and hips and into the fist. In MMA, however, if a fighter plants their feet too firmly, they risk being catched and taken down. So instead of fixing the lower body, MMA fighters keep their legs and hips free. Rather than using strong rotation from the lower body, they rely on the movement of the spin like a whip. That is why MMA striking often looks so large and dynamic. Here is a simple experiment for you. Try throwing punches while sitting down. You will notice that you cannot use your leg at all. Your punches will depend entirely on spinal movement and core control. This is very close to how MMA fighters generate power. Interestingly, there was a boxer who used a similar mechanism, Manny Pacquiao. When Pacquiao rushed forward, his back foot was sometimes off the ground. He generated power mainly through spinal flexion and core movement. A good example is his fight against Miguel Cotto. In that fight, Pacquiao often leaned his upper body forward. His lower body did not rotate much, but thanks to his extraordinary core strength, he was still able to land powerful punches and eventually stop Cotto. because the punching mechanism of MMA and boxing are fundamentally different. Conor McGregor was able to land some punches against Floyd Mayweather in their boxing match. McGregor ultimately lost, but he managed to compete better than many expected against Mayweather, who is known as a defensive master. In the early round, Mayweather even showed brief moments of confusion. The reason was unfamiliar rhythm and mechanism of MMA style punching. So, please do not misunderstand this point. MMA fighters striking is not bad. The conditions are simply different because the rule and threats are different. Their form has to change. This is Budo Aspect Sports TV. Thank you for watching.